Reminder, no one's an expert the first time they try something. This is your year, so get out of your head and get into action.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In the last year, I have consistently hit my weight loss goals and I have been able to successfully keep the weight off. As I was reflecting on this whole journey, I thought it would be great to come on here and give a little bit of inspiration on how I did it and how you can successfully do it too. It is not easy to be on a weight loss journey no matter what people tell you. It is not easy to successfully lose weight, especially if you live in the United States of America, which that's another topic for another day. It's just not easy. I really had to put in a lot of work to change my mindset, to change my lifestyle overall. And these are things that I'm still working on to this day. If you watch my channel, you already know. I don't claim to be perfect, but I definitely do pride myself in working towards being the best version of myself every single day and educating myself and trying to learn about my body so I can take care of it in the best way possible. Once we all start to get a better understanding of our body, these processes and these habits that we're trying to build, it just gets a little easier, okay? It gets a little easier when you are a little bit more educated on these topics. But before we get into this video, I want to do a quick trigger warning. Obviously, with the title, we are talking about weight loss, but if this is something that is triggering to you, please do not watch this. We're going to be talking about weight, scales, food habits, etc. So take care of your mental health. Join us in another video if this is something that's triggering for you. A little bit about me. I am currently 31 years old. I am 4'11", so I'm under 5 foot. I am currently sitting at around 128 pounds. I kind of want to lose maybe like 3 or 4 more pounds. Nothing too crazy, but I do like where I'm sitting right now. I'm very happy with where I'm sitting. I started at around 155 pounds. I was teetering to around like 160. And yeah, my heaviest was 155 in the summer of 2023. For the most part, my whole life, I've never hit 155 ever. It wasn't until like my late 20s that I realized that yeah, I'm gonna have to put in a little bit more work to maintain the body that I want. That's when this whole journey got a little bit more serious for me. And I will say this, like, as you get older, your metabolism slows down. People say it all the time, but you don't really care until it happens to you. Like, until you experience it, you really don't think it's gonna happen to you. So yeah, but I experienced that. And I will say this to my girlies, and I don't want to fear monger or anything like that. However, once you get into your late 20s, 27, 28, 29, things start to slow down. And once you get into your 30s, I feel like our mindsets change a lot in that we become a lot more confident in who we are. We get fixed in our habits, in our ways, and it's a lot harder for us to even care to lose weight. So I think it's really important for you to be mindful of that. If you are trying to change your habits, reset your health, all those good things, this is the perfect time of year to do it. I think it's the perfect time of year to do it. Or you are jumping into anything like this, it's important to consult in a professional. For me personally, I went and got blood work done to see if there was any underlying issues. And so many of us put these things off for so long because of insurance, because of finding the right doctor, etc. And if your doctor can recommend a nutritionist or a dietitian that you could see, that's even better. I think the best way to go about all of this is by seeing a doctor. And if you need help with that, the sponsor of this video is going to be perfect for you, which is ZocDoc, and I want to thank them for sponsoring this portion of the video. ZocDoc is a free website where you can search in-network, high-quality doctors and chiropractors in your area. If you're trying to embark on a health journey or say you've been experiencing back pain from sitting all day, ZocDoc can help you choose the right provider for your needs. They have over 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty. You can see their actual appointment openings, choose a time that works best for you, and instantly book through the ZocDoc website. You don't have to call, you can schedule your appointment online, which I think is amazing and convenient. Plus, ZocDoc appointments happen fast, typically between 24 and 72 hours of booking. If you're ready to embark on a health journey, this is the perfect time to do it. Start now before January. Go to ZocDoc.com/Janet or click the link in my description box to book a high-rated doctor today. So in the past, I used to think if I was going to see the results that I wanted in my weight loss journey, that I had to be exerting the most energy that I could possibly exert during my workout. I used to think that I needed to be focusing in on HIIT workouts, running, etc. But now that I've educated myself, I've learned that that is not ideal for fat loss. And if you are trying to embark on a fat loss journey, you should be focusing in on zone 2 cardio. Your cardio zones or your heart rate training zones are a way to measure exercise intensity and target specific fitness goals. So zone 1 is going to be 50 to 60% of your max heart rate. This is your warm up or your recovery, and it's very easy on your body. So zone 2 cardio is going to be between 60 and 70% of your max heart rate. This is your fat burning zone, and your body is prioritizing fat as a fuel source. So this is the optimal zone for fat loss, because as you teeter up into zone 3, 4, and 5, your body starts to prioritize carbohydrates as a fuel source more and more. Like in zone 3, it's 50-50. 50% of carbs as your fuel source and 50% of fat as your fuel source in zone 3. And as we go to 4 and 5, carbs basically take over. Zone 2 cardio is where your body is going to be prioritizing fat as a fuel source. So what does zone 2 cardio mean? What does it look like? First thing you want to do is calculate your max heart rate by a little bit of math, okay? Not too bad, okay? If you hate math, don't worry, it's not hard. You're going to do 220 minus your age, okay? So for me personally, I'm 31 years old, and that is 189. So my max heart rate is 189. I do not want to be going over 189 during any workout. That can be really dangerous. Okay, so you're going to take 60 to 70% of that. And all you have to do is multiply this number by 0.6 and 0.7 to get the range. So for me, that is going to be between 113 and I want to say 132. So it's a range. And this can look different for a lot of people depending on your current health status, but the range is great for you to have a good idea of where you should be around to be in a zone 2 cardio range. So for me personally, when I was going on my journey, I prioritized walking, because walking felt good for me. It was easy on my knees and my joints, and the best thing I could do for myself overall. Always have my Apple Watch on me. I always turn it on whenever I'm working out so I can be aware of my heart rate. However, you don't have to only walk. You can go on the Stairmaster. You can use a rower machine. You can even run, okay? Running at a slow pace is really effective as well. Just make sure you're being mindful of where your heart rate is during your run so you can maintain zone 2 cardio levels throughout your workout. Zone 2 cardio is ideal for every stage of your cycle as a woman. It's great during your luteal phase. It's great during your follicular phase. Whereas zone, let's say 3, 4, and 5 might not be the best when you're in your luteal phase. Like I said at the beginning of this, I used to think I was not doing enough if I wasn't sweating profusely, if I literally could not breathe during my workout. But like I said before, that is not ideal for every single workout, because that tends to put your body in a state of stress, and it can be really hard for your body to lose weight when you are stressed out, and it can affect other areas of your life. Prioritize zone 2 cardio if you are trying to prioritize fat loss in your weight loss journey. That's what I did, and it worked so well for me, and I prioritize zone 2 cardio to this day. Even though I am not really trying to lose weight right now, it's just the best thing for me. It's the best way for me to stay consistent in my weight loss journey. I also prioritize Legree, which I talk about this all the time. Legree is my favorite thing to do. And also at the beginning of my journey, I prioritized weightlifting as well, because weightlifting is just important for our bodies in general. We want to make sure we are maintaining our muscle mass as we get older, especially for my girlies who are in their 30s. As we get closer to the 40s and 50s, we're going to be slowly losing muscle mass. So weightlifting is important. But for me personally, in the beginning of my journey, my priority when it came to cardio was walking, okay? I see so many people do the Stairmaster. The Stairmaster is great, okay? I'm not a big fan of getting on the Stairmaster, but the Stairmaster is amazing as well. If you love like a Barry's boot camp like I do, okay, I love a good HIIT workout class. You know, I'm going to sprinkle that in any way that I can because I still love that stuff. I love when the instructor tells us to do a little burpee. I love when the instructor tells us to sprint at our max rate. Like, I love it so much. Like, I leave those classes feeling amazing. However, if you are trying to prioritize fat loss, make sure most of your workouts are centered around zone 2 cardio, those zone 2 levels, so you aren't overexerting yourself and putting your body in stress, because you want to be as gentle as possible during this process, okay? Whenever I was at my heaviest, I was dealing with so many health issues. Number one, I was dealing with a lot of pain in my joints, in my back, just pain overall. I could not work out in the same way that I used to. And I knew that it wasn't normal. A lot of times we'll say, oh, as we get older, our knees aren't as good or our backs start hurting more. Yes, okay, we do experience a little bit of pain here and there, but it should not be severe. It should not be severe. And I was dealing with extreme knee pain, a lot of back pain every time I tried to work out. It was just not an enjoyable experience. I was even experiencing these pains unprovoked, okay? Just living my life. So that was something that really was worrying for me. Number two, I was dealing with extreme skin issues. I'm someone who has eczema, but my eczema flare-ups were at its worst when I was at my heaviest, okay? At its worst. And I couldn't control it. It was all over my body. My energy levels were trash, okay? I was always so tired from literally doing nothing. I was tired unprovoked. I never had energy throughout the day. And the last but not least, I was dealing with prediabetes. I talk about this all the time. I went and got my blood work done and my doctor told me I was pre-diabetic. And it was really important for me to just get my health under control before it got to a place where I couldn't control these things. I'm someone who likes to be in control of what I can control, and this was something that I could control. So I started to tap into a better diet for myself overall, and it has changed me. I didn't think I could be in the mindset that I am today, but I'm here to tell you that if you are struggling with your mindset when it comes to food and you think that you will never be able to change these habits, you are wrong, and you can change these habits. You can do better for yourself, okay? It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take a lot of patience. It's gonna take a lot of educating yourself, but you can do this. Go and see a professional first. Go and book an appointment with a professional to check your labs, to check everything, to make sure everything is under control, just so you can target the things that you need to target in the best way possible. Honestly, it's going to help this whole process run smoothly, okay? Let's talk about all things calorie deficit, maintenance, TDEE, all of that good stuff. So when you're in a calorie surplus, you are eating more than you expend, okay? So you will gain weight. When you are in a calorie deficit, you're eating less than you expend, which leads to weight loss. And when you are in maintenance, you are eating the same amount as your body uses, which makes you maintain your weight. So if your goal is weight loss, then you want to be focusing in on a calorie deficit, okay? So you want to make sure that you are consuming less than you expend. There are two ways you can do this. You can do this by tracking, okay? Tracking your macros, tracking your calories, or you can do this by eating intuitively. Whenever I would track my calories and track my macros, that is when I saw the best result, okay? And that is when I felt the best. Whenever I am not tracking and I'm eating intuitively, it's not a bad thing, I will say this. However, it is really easy to veer off and it's really easy to not stay on track with these things. Overall, I do think everyone should track for at least a week or two. I say this all the time in my videos. I do think everyone should track so everyone can gain an understanding of what the amount of calories that they need to consume every day looks like. It can get really dangerous if you are not tracking properly. And when you are tracking, there's no way for you to not eat the amount of food that you're supposed to eat. So how are we going to calculate this if you're trying to track your macros? Well, you can calculate this by using a TDEE calculator. TDEE stands for total daily energy expenditure. Okay, this is the total amount of energy your body burns within a 24-hour period. Okay, this is your basal metabolic rate. This is your activity levels, whether it's your NEAT levels or your actual exercise levels. So NEAT is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So these are things outside of exercise, like cleaning your house, walking around, fidgeting. You're going to burn calories doing anything, basically, essentially, but you're also counting in that stuff as well as your actual exercise and the thermic effect of your food while your body's digesting, etc., etc. So this is the total amount of energy expended throughout your day. There's a website you can go to that breaks down everything for you in a very easy manner. It's called tdeecalculator.com. And we're going to go there together. So when you get on to the website, it says learn how many calories you burn every day. Make sure you click female or 31 years old. You put your weight in. I'm going to put in my weight at my heaviest. Okay, so this is when I was at my heaviest. My height is 4'11". Let's say at that point I was working out 3 to 5 times a week. Calculate. It's going to show you your stats. Okay, it says you are a 31-year-old female who is 4'11" tall that weighs 155 pounds while doing moderate exercise. Okay, it shows you your maintenance calories, which is 2,052 calories per day and 14,362 per week. It shows you what your maintenance calories should look like based off of your activity levels, which this is really important, okay? If you're someone who's getting 3 to 5 workouts in a week versus someone who's getting 0, then your calorie deficits are going to look completely different, right? Depending on your activity levels. This is very important. Scrolling down to the section that says macronutrients, okay? This is really important. Your maintenance calories are 2,052, but we are talking about weight loss, so you're going to hit cutting. For someone who is 4'11", sitting at 155 pounds, okay, to cut, you want to be consuming 1,552 calories per day, which is a 500 calorie deficit from the 2,000. Okay, so when I was initially on my weight loss journey, I was basically trying to hit 1,500 calories a day. And let me tell you, sometimes it's hard to hit that 1,500 calories, but 1,500 calories was what I was focused on every single day until I hit my goal weight. However, this is with a moderate workout routine. So if your activity levels are less than that, then you are going to need to consume less calories to maintain a deficit, okay? Really important that you're mindful of that, okay? Because your activity levels play a huge part in this whole process. It's not just about eating. So while being in the calorie deficit, eating around 1,500 calories a day, I was seeing around 1 to 2 pounds of weight loss weekly, which I thought was amazing. So by the end of 3 months, I had lost a total of 20 pounds. The maths, right? If you do this, you will have this happen. And with a calorie deficit and with tracking, essentially A plus B equals C. It's science. And if you are consuming the calories that they tell you to consume, you will see weight loss. Now, if you're doing all of this, you're working out, you're in a calorie deficit, and you're not seeing changes, then you need to go to the doctor. You need to go and get some more tests done because there can be some underlying issues happening with your health. And that's why I say, if you want to go to the intuitive eating route, that's fine, but you need to understand it first, because a lot of people do not understand how many calories are in certain foods. I mean, there's several people who will say that, oh, I eat healthy, I do this, I do that, but I'm still not losing weight. Well, what type of foods are you eating? Are you adding a lot of dressings, sauces, this? You have to realize that dressings may look light and easy, but they hold a lot of calories. Okay, you have to add those calories into it. You have to add the calories from the drinks that you drink throughout the day. You have to add the calories from the snacks that you eat throughout the day. I just want to remind you guys that these numbers, are going to be based off of obviously your age, but your height as well, okay? So if I'm gonna try to go on a weight loss journey right now, as a 31-year-old female who is 4'11" and around 128 pounds, doing moderate exercise, it is telling me my maintenance calories need to be around 1862 to maintain. To cut, I need to be consuming 1,362 calories, and that is based off of my current height and my current weight right now if I want to go into cutting. Because right now I'm currently in maintenance mode. I'm not cutting, and I don't think I'm going to be cutting anytime soon. I do want to get a little leaner before the summer, but I don't think I'm going to try to cut until maybe like January or something like that. And even then, I don't really care to lose that much more weight, like at all. It's not even, I'm not pressed. I'm really happy with where I am. But I want this to be clear that if you are shorter, then you will need to consume less calories than, let's say, someone who is, let's say, 5'5" or 5'8" or something like that. Let's put it in the calculator, actually. Let's do a different age, okay? We're going to do 28 years old. Let's say you're 28 and you're currently 155 pounds. You are, let's say, 5'5", 2,223 calories. That's your maintenance. And cutting, going to be around 1,700 calories. Do you see how drastically different those numbers are? And that just shows how important it is for you to not look at someone else's journey and just follow it because you like the way that they look, okay? We're all different. We're different heights, we're different sizes, we're different ages, and we should all be consuming a different caloric intake to get to our goals, okay? So that's just really important to note. But at the end of the day, listen to your body. If you're not feeling good, then listen to your body and eat more. Moving into the types of food you are consuming. Depending on how you want your results to be, then that's what you should follow in terms of your breakdown. I like to look a little muscular, so I do higher protein meals, and I make sure that I'm consuming around like 80 grams. Sometimes, and a lot of times I don't hit it, but I like to prioritize protein just because protein keeps me fuller for much longer. It helps me stay on track. Depending on what you want to look like, that's how your meals are going to look. I honestly just advise you to just have a balanced diet full of as many whole foods as you can. Yes, we live in America, so it's hard to avoid processed foods. And yes, I still consume some processed foods in my, meals and such. But try to avoid it Monday through Friday, maybe, especially while you are cutting. If you're cutting for 2 months, you can avoid as many processed foods as possible in 2 months. You can do anything in 2 months, right? 2-3 months. You can do anything in that amount of time. So challenge yourself to primarily consume whole foods, because I promise you guys, you are gonna see the best, and I mean the best results when you are consuming whole foods. When your diet is primarily whole foods, you are going to see the best result. Whole food diet, vegetables, protein, carbs, getting all of the things that you need in to thrive. To track properly, you can use the MyFitnessPal app. The MyFitnessPal app is great. You can honestly put in all of your information, your height, your weight, your goal weight, everything, your age, and it'll tell you how much you should consume in the same way that the TDEE calculator tells you, except it's going to help you actually reach these goals by sharing with you how much of each food you should be consuming. So it's really great. The app has evolved so much throughout the years. I mean, I've been using it since I was in college. So at this point, you're able to scan foods. You're able to track your progress daily. It's just so much easier than it was back then. So I highly recommend the MyFitnessPal app if you're trying to track. There's a free version, there's a premium version. The premium version is great, okay? And if you're only trying to cut for around 3 months, then just get the premium version, okay? I think it's worth it. I definitely think it's worth it. Weight loss is essentially a strategy. You want to be very mindful of your activity levels and how much you are consuming. So this week has been a low activity week for me. Okay, I haven't worked out as consistently as I usually do week to week this week because I've been busier. We're going out of town this weekend and I'm trying to get a lot of work stuff in order. So I'm not working out as much. So with that, I'm not eating as much as I usually would. Okay? It's really important to be mindful of your activity levels. Work from there. I honestly feel like weight loss is a strategy. And if you are working with your body and your activity levels, then you are going to be successful at this. It's like a game, okay? It is like a game. I'm not the type to be at the dinner table and being like, oh, I'm on a weight loss journey, I can't eat this. Like, I'm not the type of person to do that. If I know we're going out with friends, having dinner, going out drinking, I'm going to be a little bit more particular with how I eat throughout the week so I can enjoy my time with my friends and family on the weekend, okay? Track your progress. If you don't want to weigh yourself often, track your progress through pictures and photos and videos. I think that's so important. When you're living in your body, it's really, really hard to see the changes that are happening, right? It's so hard. So when you're tracking it and you're seeing the changes, it keeps you motivated and it keeps you wanting to do more and be better and get better in this journey. Okay, the only way you are going to be successful in any of this is if you're in the know. And I don't think it's bad to be in the know with your body. As long as you're doing it in a healthy way and you're not being obsessive, then that's all that matters. If you are somebody who has a great relationship with food, a great relationship with your body, and you're genuinely just trying to be healthier, then I see no problem with being on track with these things and tracking these things, okay? I see no problem with it. Ignorance is bliss. It truly is. So whenever you are not keeping track of your weight and like checking in, it is so easy for it to get past you and for you to gain a whole bunch of weight really quickly. The last thing I want to talk about is the sacrifices that you're going to have to make in the beginning of this journey when you are losing weight. I just want to say this, you're going to have to make short-term sacrifices for long-term gain. In your weight loss journey, you're not going to have to cut out sugar for the rest of your life, dairy, gluten, unless you're obviously allergic to these things and you have an aversion to them. You're not going to have to cut out these things forever. Make the short-term sacrifice for 3 months to get where you want to be so you can be happy and you can be healthy and you can feel great. In my journey, I cut out sugar, I cut out dairy, I cut out a little bit of gluten, not too much honestly, alcohol for a short period of time. And I saw the biggest changes in my life in general, okay? I saw my energy levels mellow out. I just start to feel better. The foods that I was eating were actually energizing me in the best way. So yeah, I was sacrificing things that tasted really, really good, but in the end, I was seeing amazing progress. Like that was the best my body had ever looked when I was literally not consuming sugar, dairy, and no alcohol. That was the best my body looked. Now I've incorporated that stuff into my diet. Whenever you are on this weight loss journey, cut the stuff out, okay? Cut it out for a couple of months, see how you feel, and you'll be like, oh, I should probably cut this out indefinitely. Now, at this point, I consume very low amounts of sugar. I'm very, very mindful of how much sugar I am consuming day to day. I don't really like to spike my blood sugar too much. I have diabetes that runs in my family, and just because I got my levels out of the pre-diabetic zone doesn't mean it can't go back there. Even at this level of health, it can still go back there. So I'm very mindful of how much I spike my blood sugar levels on a weekly basis. It's just something I have to do. I have to be mindful of. Just know that you're going to have to sacrifice for a short period of time to get where you want. And then you're going to be able to bring all these foods back into your life in moderation in the best way possible, okay? I definitely do have a sweet treat every now and then. I definitely do eat dairy every now and then. I definitely do drink alcohol on the weekends, okay? But I'm very mindful of it. I am mindful of how much I consume. I'm mindful of how my body feels when I'm consuming anything, not just those things, but everything. Okay, I'm mindful of how much I eat. I'm mindful of my hunger cues. I'm just mindful of my body overall. As you go on this journey and as you start taking care of yourself and learning about yourself, you are going to see the biggest changes, and you are just going to want to treat your body a lot better than before, okay? I'm at a place where I just want to feel my best every day, and I strive to feel good in the body that I'm in as much as possible. I'm so grateful and I treat it right, and you should do the same. If you want a video on gut health, I have a whole video breaking down how I healed my gut, because gut health is super important in this journey, and understanding your gut and your digestive health will help you get even further. So I'm going to link that in the cards above. But with that, I'm going to end this video here. I already know that you are so capable of getting on this journey and being successful in it. You are, okay? You are capable of losing the weight. You are capable of keeping the weight off and living a healthy and happy life, okay? You just have to believe in yourself, and you just have to keep pushing even when things get hard. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know how your journey is going if you're about to start a weight loss journey yourself. And yeah, before it gets dark at 4:30, I'm gonna peace out.